All right, we are live in the Alligator Lounge here backstage at Dark Star Jubilee with a couple of the guys from one of the bands that's coming up here at the festival, the Pimps of Joytime, straight out of Brooklyn, New York. And I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about your names, yourselves, and what you guys do with the band, and fill us in on what guys aren't here.
Hey, I'm Brian J. from the Pimps of Joytime. I'm the lead singer, guitar player, and keyboardist. That's what I do. What do you do?
My name is David Bayless. I'm the bass player of Pimps of Joytime. I also play some synth bass, and I run the samples and the electronics in the band, which is a pretty cool aspect of what we do. A few of the members that are missing are Tiana Morales and Cole Williams, who are both amazing musicians. They both sing and play a variety of different kinds of percussion instruments, as well as dance. Provide a lot of awesome vibe on stage. Excellent, Ryan.
Yeah, and our drummer, John Staten.
Can't forget him.
Quite to kill him.
Excellent. You guys, I know, are all from Brooklyn, New York City. How'd you guys end up hooking up? One of your drummer, I guess your drummer is from San Diego?
Well, yeah, I've been doing this band for almost 7 years, and the lineup has evolved over the years. And most of the people, like I met David in Brooklyn, just in the music scene, and he introduced me to Cole, and Tiana also I met in Brooklyn, and John Staten we met just on the road. He played with other bands. We liked him a lot. He liked us, so that's that.
Excellent. How would you guys describe your sound if someone just came up off the street, asked you guys, like, hey, give me one sentence? How would you guys describe your sound to America? And you could each say something different. You might have different versions of what you guys sound like, what you're trying for.
Very well might. I would say Pimps of Joytime is dance music at its heart. There's a lot of influences in there. Electro funk, you could call it, but ultimately it's about the party, it's about the spirit, and like dancing and bringing the party.
Excellent.
Yeah, on top of that, we actually do write some songs, and I'm big on vocals and vocal harmonies, and something, just lifelong obsession. So we got, the deep grooves that bring the dance element, but the vocals and the songwriting hopefully is the thing that intended to elevate the spirit and the experience of listening to the music.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you guys, I've heard a couple things from you guys, and you're kind of eclectic as far as techno and a little Latinese dance. What are some of your, and each individual person probably will have a totally different answer, but what are some of your musical or lyrical influences when you guys are putting music together?
It's not always a blatant thing like, hey, let's do a song like Fela Kuti. Sometimes just you listen to music throughout your life, and we all, have music that we love, and then when it's time to create, you just create. You don't think like, oh, let me do a song like this. It just happens.
Right.
But, my influence span from rock and roll and jazz of the 50s and blues, to the early rock and roll and what was happening in the 60s with Jimi Hendrix and all that kind of thing, and then 70s with Led Zeppelin and all kinds of stuff.
Powerhouse rockers.
And then I got into dub and all these different styles of music. They're all wonderful, and most of the stuff is got deep groove and elements. So when it comes to making music, it's just we try to just make it from the heart.
Good answer.
Yeah, I would just add to that. Our influences are many, and it certainly comes from the DJ culture of New York City and the dance clubs, and that element. I think you can hear that when you're at a Pimps of Joytime show, that we're channeling that aspect of that. But I also, in terms of influences, because we're at Dark Star Jubilee, I want to shout out Family Man and the Wailers was a huge influence. Just amazing to share the stage with that history and those legends. Family Man, ultimate legend right there. So
they are legends, man. They are legends. That's one of the things that appeals to me when I saw the lineup this year at the Jubilee. I was here last year. I'm like, man, they got a better lineup this year because it's last year was jam centric. This year it's kind of a more eclectic mix. You had you guys and a bluegrass band and the Arc band, which is straight reggae. It's a very eclectic mix. You guys have been playing live together for quite some time. What do you like best about playing live? And this is going to be a tough one to answer probably for everyone, and each by I'll have a different answer. But what do you think the one thing is you like best about playing live?
Really the energy and being able to have a cyclical energy experience with the audience.
Almost an exchange of energy.
Yeah, it's an exchange. It's a thing that you're doing together. So when it happens the way it should, and the way it often does, it's really exhilarating to be in real time. Because as working musicians, we spend a lot of time in the studio, and that's a little more scientific. It's a little more introverted experience, and then just in everything you do, you listen back and you have to decide oh, this is good or this can be better. When it's live, you just go for it and just roll with the energy.
It's kind of balls to the walls.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's a big question. What do you like about playing live? But being on the road, it can be a grueling thing, and the life of hundreds of days a year on the road. But I'd say the best thing is, at the core, it's just we all realize it's such a blessing to be able to travel and play music, and that in itself is so important. And we've been fortunate enough to be able to do that and realize that that's our calling in life. And to be doing that it's a great thing. That's the best thing right there.
So you guys see yourselves doing this a lot in the future, I guess, for the remainder of the lives, I guess. You can't see yourself stopping, I guess, huh?
No retiring.
No retiring. In for life. Kind of like Attica. So I was going to ask you guys what you thought about the Jubilee, but now you just got here, so we'll just kind of roll on down. I might just touch base with it later. I'm sure a lot of the people are going to like your music here because it's eclectic mix, like I say, bluegrass to dubstep to the Arc band. How many albums have you guys put out right now?
2 full lengths and a couple EPs. We have another record. I think it'll be the best one. It's just about done, and we're looking to put it out in the fall.
The fall? This year?
Yes.
I don't hold anybody to months. I just hold them to years. That's why I asked that. I know how it is with artists. It's kind of rolls. Time passes by.
It's not always up to us.
Well, with the road and practice and studio,
also
there's a lot.
The record labels, and they have their whole time scheme. For me, it's once I'm done with the record, I'm done. I don't even want to think about it. And then you still, by the time it gets released, it's already you're already.
Yeah, we're moving on the next thing.
Yeah.
Is there any place on the internet that people can download your music?
Yeah, all the usual places, iTunes, Amazon, whatever your choice of ways to get music, you can get it.
You guys have any shows on archive.org, perhaps?
Well,
do you?
I have mixed feelings about that because it's really hit or miss with those. We've been through so many stages and ups and downs, and I have a bit of a perfectionist streak running through me, so sometimes it's a little challenging to listen to some of those, but there is a couple good ones on there. Yeah.
So if I wanted to play some, you'd recommend a good concert for me to play, probably.
I could do
that. You guys are off on an extensive tour, I think, on the East Coast this year. Have you guys got any big plans for 2013, or any venues you're looking really forward to playing at?
Well, I think we're excited about a lot of the festivals. Almost every weekend we're playing lots of great festivals. Not sure all of which are officially announced, but we love playing High Sierra in California. We've got a lot of great fans out in the West Coast, and I'm certainly looking forward to being out there. Brian, any other shows we're looking forward to?
Anything you're looking forward to?
Yeah.
Forecastle Festival.
yeah,
I think we're
Down in
looking forward to
Louisville,
that,
right?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. I hate to leave out.
Yeah, there's
those
too many to name, which is a good thing. So.
Yeah.
That's cool. Have you guys found, you play a lot of places, have you found anywhere that was just exceptionally receptive to your music that you just fell in love with, like, man, we got to go back there, man. These guys are just rocking.
Well, I think, definitely California, and we've had great shows in New Orleans, and then
Northwest.
Northwest.
Yeah, Seattle's been great, and Portland. And then we did Floyd Fest a couple years ago, and like ever since then, we've had a really enthusiastic following in Virginia and that kind of area.
And that's where you're going here soon, right? Down to Virginia? Right. Logical. So, we're going to ask you just about 2 more questions, and we'll kind of roll on. I know you guys are getting ready to roll on here at the Jubilee. What would you say your best musical memory was?
There's so many. For me, coming up as a musician, those pivotal peak experiences that just change your life. There's just, throughout my life, there's a number of them. But I would say, look, one important one happened at the New Orleans Jazz Fest. Just going down there and hearing, the brass bands and the Mardi Gras Indians and just all that music, to see that it was so alive, and as a young man experiencing that, was definitely pretty amazing, because I'd only heard music like that on record prior to that.
Yeah, New Orleans is kind of a melting pot of music, really. And I mean, it's just like they've taken every bit of music that's ever been made and stirred it up. It's just, wherever you're at, different music pops up.
And it's definitely alive and popular.
Right.
So.
Wow.
This is a tough question, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually think. But, like I say, Terry from the Arc Band actually told me, I don't remember what I did last week, so I can't give you my best musical memory.
Yeah, that's one way to say it. I think music is just constantly evolving for me in my life. Every day is a memorable thing, whether there's even ups or downs, it's all a learning experience, and it's always getting better. Every time I play music, even if it's not our best show, I feel like it's all part of my path, and every day's the best day, in a sense, because it's all heading in a direction.
Well, you're doing what you want.
Yeah.
You really, as a musician, doing what you love to do. You have the job that everyone else in society is envious of, really, man. I mean, seldom do you ever wake up dreading playing, So, all right, well, I'm going to ask you one last question here. We're going to wrap it up. I know you guys have a busy set list here. What do you think your favorite Grateful Dead song is? If you're a fan, if not.
I know quite a bit of Grateful Dead music.
And that's the problem. Everybody knows a lot, and they're like, man, I don't know. And I say, if you can't think of a song, maybe it's an era or something,
I'm familiar with the eras. I was a big fan. It's been a while since I've delved into the thing. It was really like in high school, but I loved like the 71.
Oh, yeah. Smoking.
I think it was probably some of my favorite. There was a lot of blues and stuff.
Check out the April 5th and 6th, 71, Manhattan Center. They were up in New York City, man. They smoked up there. I'm telling you, I played some of that from the last couple shows. That's a good series of shows.
And then the 77, because they really got into the intertwining. My favorite thing about the Dead is when they get into that thing where they're all just this intertwining, organic organism.
That's good.
It's a truly remarkable thing.
Favorite Grateful Dead song?
Yeah.
Well, I love I like the early stuff that's like blues based,
Pigpen,
that 60s really raw era when they were young. It has that young energy. So I'm a fan of that, but I also, though it's not a particular song, I like the acoustic album.
Yeah, Reckoning,
Yeah, I like that era too. They like honing in their songwriting craft, because they could jam, they could get into that awesome place that Brian was saying, but they also could write some beautiful songs too, and that's a special thing. That's a legacy for them that I think will really live on.
Excellent. All right, well, I will wrap this up. Thank you very much for stopping by to visit Ramblin' Rob. I appreciate it. You guys have a kick butt set tonight. I appreciate you guys popping by and look forward to hearing a lot of good things from you guys in the future. I'm excited about hearing you. Thanks, guys.
All
Thanks
right.
for having us,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.